All right, guys, short and sweet with the people squad this week. We had a few different questions. There's a couple of guys we wanted in the team this week, and Fui and Mon were the two big trade out options, but the team wanted Olam or Nico Hines and Madison, and that would have left us like negative 200 and something K, so that wasn't going to be able to happen. A couple other ones were thrown around, but we really needed some center coverage, and we didn't want to bring in anyone that's might not be there in a few weeks. There's Tommy Talau, there's these types of guys, but if we bring in Olam like we have here, it gives us three really good centers, and if there's an injury from here on in, we're kind of okay. We can play Peachy on the interchange or in the mids, which is cool. So this is where we've gone, and Flegler is a little bit of a cash cow, and is going to play 13 as well. So they're the two options we've done this week, and we'll have a look at the squad makeup now. As to how we're going to look coming into, we do have obviously 4 on the emergencies and a lot of money in there. Pap, Fafita, Spencer Lanu, and Tyrone Peachy. So Fafita back next week, hopefully Pap back next week as well. Peachy ready for 13. So team set up okay. Obviously it's a little bit of a putting out the fires in this video here, or in this team at the moment, but the starting side is looking pretty solid. Interchanges are looking okay, so not as good as some of the other sides that you'll see around, but it's kind of what we're having to deal with at the moment. We are sitting 1,446 overall, which is fine. Walsh is a good one to have in the squad at the moment. I think a lot of people are looking to get him or already have him. Walker's in there on the interchange doing his thing. Gamble we'd prefer not to play, and I expect Flags to get a little better of a score this week, along with all the other Broncos forwards, especially Pangai, etc. So that's where we're at the moment. Let's have a little count on round 13 and where we're at. So we're 19 trades after these two. And we'll go through Brayley Watson as 2, Pangai 3, Moses 4, Olam 5. And then you got Laurie at 6. We have Gamble 7, hopefully. Flegs 8. And then you have Peachy at 9. So we're not looking too great on the front of Origin at this stage. We'll obviously have to make a bunch more trades, and we wouldn't want to make too many. I'd say probably for this team might be anywhere from 12 to 14 players in round 13. Otherwise, I think we'll have to have burnt too many to get to a really good spot, come later in the rounds, in closer to 15, 17. We don't want to be sitting with not many trades. So that's where we're at the moment. Again, it's just, we've had a lot of suspensions, a lot of injuries, and holding Pap and Fafita will really help us in the long term. Obviously, short term, we'll have a few issues in terms of getting really good scores and stuff like that. But yeah, as I said, guys, it's just going to be a quick run through on the 2 trades that I made. I know a lot of people ask about how the people's team is going and what we're coming up with each week. And yeah, the Matto, unfortunately, was the biggest one that people wanted, but we weren't able to do that without removing a Pap or a Fafita. And I suppose with getting lower on trades, I know we're not as low as a lot of people, but it's probably smarter just to keep those guys. They're going to miss obviously 2 to 4 games over the next sort of 8, but in the grand scheme, they're the 2 guys that are top 2 in their position. They're going to score really well in the long term, so it's probably worth just getting through these rounds, surviving through the first bye, and really prospering from there. I think is probably the smartest thing to do with this team. So yeah, that's where we're at. I think there's not too many other options unless we were to get rid of a Pap or a Fafita. Nico Hines was thrown up there, but we needed a center, for example. So that's right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you are enjoying following the People's Squad. And I think, as I said in previous videos, that once we get to halfway through the rounds, I think we're going to do a bit of a review on how all our trades have been through the first 13 rounds, and we'll go from there, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this. Hit like, subscribe if you are, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.